on, hold on. All right, go. I think before I had kids, you know, I was all about footy and put footy first. I'm very selfish as a player. I think now having kids and seeing a different light and seeing footy in a different angle, it's not all about me. It's certainly not all about footy. It's not the be-all, end-all. And there's certainly more important things out there to deal with in life. If I have a bad game or an ordinary week, you know, I've only got to walk in the door and get a big cuddle and kiss from them, and it's all forgotten, you know, and then you move on ready for the next week. I grew up a little country town called Lexington, which is about 50k from Ballarat. I grew up on a farm there, played footy for Lexington. That was pretty much all we did on weekends. Sister would play netball and we would play footy, so I started there when I was 8. I think when I got to maybe 14, I really had a big growth spurt, and as I got bigger and taller, I would play under-16s in the morning, leave my gear on and then play seniors in the afternoon. So that went on for a couple of years, which was fun. Had a year in the VFL for North Ballarat, and then got rookie listed at Melbourne.
Falls to Robertson, squeezes it through. They're going to get a goal here, Tony.
Now, that man Jolly has just come off the interchange bench. Yep. The move was made, Brad Green went off, Jolly came on and just jogged up there into the forward pocket, and the ball's hit him on the chest.
He's just stood there and said, how easy is this?
Oh, I think first year, you know, I was just more excited in getting on the field, you know, getting a game, getting on the field, and I was just wrapped, you know, just to get out there and, you know, think, bloody hell, this is what it's like. Yeah, so it was exciting. We all know, you know, how footy gets in Melbourne, how it's just huge. It's religious to people, and if you can't handle it or if you have too much of it, you're getting burned out. So that was me towards the end of 04. You know, I was over footy just in general, couldn't get away from it. So I moved into Sydney and just, I suppose, training and playing and not having any media attention at all. You know, even to the point where if you'd win, you'd get half a page of the paper somewhere. That was it. So it was great to then go and do your stuff at work, and then as soon as you'd finish, go home and switch off, not have to think about footy. So it certainly taught me the balance and learned how to get the balance right. So yeah, I really enjoyed the 5 years there in Sydney, and you know, certainly made me into the player I am today. Well, my first daughter, she's 5 now, and so we obviously had her up there, and my second daughter, who's 3, my wife developed postnatal depression after her, and I suppose the 2 years up there with no family support made it really, really hard for her, and she really, really struggled. So yeah, once the last game finished, I sat down with my wife Dee, and you know, we just spoke about we need to come home to sort it out, to have some support and people around us that could help. Yeah, Mick, he just said, you know, what do you bring to us? You know, what do you see that we lack, and what can you bring? And you know, I just said, look, I really enjoy the contest. I love the hard stuff. You know, getting in, crashing and bashing, and doing all that stuff. And I really fight for my position. And I think that appealed to him, you know, which was great. It's exactly, I didn't have to invent anything. Yeah, so luckily the deal got done. Well, I suppose before I got traded to Collingwood, I knew by just the list that we had and the potential that we had, and the young guys coming through, that the window of opportunity was wide open. And yeah, it was exciting for me to walk in and knowing that there's a great chance that we may be playing in a grand final.
Didak in a one-on-one, and then Lee Brown's bursting forward, and then with a ball burst to the full forward, it bounced the right way! Oh, he's a magician!
Just remember, I think 3/4 of the way through, I thought, we're getting close here. We're a big chance.
And he comes, and he's got this one. Puts it through. Well, start thinking about the banner for the grand final. Ball comes across to Blair. Will it get to Didak? Oh, good work by Cloak. Didak is on. Didak goes in. There's no repeated score. He kicks the goal. Jolly decisively. Pendlebury swings it down towards half forward, side bottom, lets it bounce, runs onto it. Thomas is on, uses him as a decoy, comes back to the middle, and Jolly! Melbourne to the Swans, to Collingwood. This one is working back, it's beautiful.
It doesn't get better than that.
Well, I suppose not having kids, you can get out of bed whenever you want, but unfortunately they're the alarm clock. So I'm lucky game days. My wife gives me a little bit of a sleep in and takes the kids for the morning, and they try and be quiet.
Go Maggie.
And I'll get up and have brekkie with them and play with them, and I really don't think about footy until I jump in the car and get to the game. So they're great for me.
Hi Dad. I got the most way.
See you soon. Well, I suppose everyone was disappointed after last week's game. We had to obviously dissect it all on the Monday and with Bucks, and everyone had to take their medicine and cop it, and we did. What I want to get out of the game is firstly to play well, to play my role. I'll speak with Harbs at the start of the game, see what he wants to do, and then I'll get stuck into Trent West and see if I can get the job done.
So we expect that Giles will win most of his hit-outs tonight. Obviously a premiership ruckman with experience on his side. He's got to be aggressive against West and really flex his muscles early to get on top. It's a critical role tonight. I mean, the midfield battle tonight's going to be massive. Whoever wins that clearance battle is probably going to win the game. So, Giles is a massive part of that. So he's got to flex his muscles early against West and really get stuck in.
Jolly in the middle. West the opponent. This time Jolly with the knock, but Selwood with the clearance, went to ground with the ball, it spills loose. Collingwood go deep and long, Cloak was there, in right, Scarlett got bundled off the ball, desperate Goldsack, out of the pack, something out of nothing. Someone's got to go and get it for the Cats, they're all looking at it. Goldsack swooped in, kick around the body, one-handed attempt by Cloak, Jolly picks it up, handball back inside, Thomas for the goal. Got it, 3 in a row for the Pies. Now Beams around the corner, great kick to side bottom. He takes Hunt on, handball over the top to Sinclair. He'll kick inside 50. Tarrant can go over the top of Taylor and takes the mark. Collingwood by 51. Beams has found space here for Elliott. Marked it low, little kick over the top to Goldsack, got to back up. Oh boy, they messed that up. Second opportunity. Pendlebury said, "Where are you, Goldsack?" He said, "I'm here." Gave it off to Cloak. Cloak around the corner. Continues to kick a goal in the games he plays. As we tick down the final seconds, Collingwood have eked out win number 12 for the year, and they advance temporarily to the top of the ladder.
Yeah, we're halfway through the season. I think we've got 7 or 8 games to go to final, so I believe that our window of opportunity is still wide open. You know, we're certainly a big chance to win it if we concentrate and really, you know, pinpoint down and have a full-quarter effort. You know, we've proved that no one can beat us. I've been lucky that I've got a body that hardly gets injured, you know, touch wood. That, yeah, I managed to play all those games, and certainly I was injured, but managed to deal with them and just play through it, you know, deal with the pain. Just try and put it aside and get on with it. But I think the older I'm getting, the injuries that I have tend to hang around a little bit longer. So, yeah, I enjoy it, and I tend to come good as the next week comes around. So, yeah, just keep going. Well, I'd like to be remembered as a triple premiership player. That'd be nice to hang above the mantelpiece. But I think I'd just like to be remembered as a guy who had a crack. You know, who there's nothing fancy about me. Just someone who competed really hard and, you know, would die for the team. Yeah, and just, you know, be a good person and a great dad and, you know, a great husband.
Hey guys, we're just right near Fed Square at the NGV studio. What we're going to do is we're going to check out Australian artist Vincent Fantuzzo, who's making a huge splash internationally. He's got a 30-30 project, so he's doing 30 portraits in 30 days, and he's got some really amazing, iconic Australians. That's why he chose me. Actually, I feel a little bit odd because I'm amongst all these amazing names, and yeah, I'm really humbled to be a part of such a great project. Vincent, if you can tell us a little bit about the 30-30 project, the exhibition that you're running here.
Yeah, so the idea is painting 30 inspirational Australians over 30 days. The idea of the exhibition is to help people that have drug and alcohol problems, and I think anyone going through a hard time, whether it's depression or drug addiction or whatever it may be, needs you know, a bit of positive in their life. So that's the idea of the exhibition, and I wanted to paint people that I find lift my spirits, and when I talk to them give me a lot of energy and make me feel positive. And Harry has that. I think anyone that meets Harry knows that you know, he's a very positive person. So this is the painting, and he said if I don't make him look very handsome, he knows where my studio is. So that's why he looks like, you know, a football god.
Would you say it's been probably the highlight of your career, if not your life, to have painted me?
You know, I've been asked that question so many times today.
So I mean, you've done you know, Heath Ledger. You're going to do Baz Luhrmann, yeah, Bob Hawke, Harry O'Brien.
Yeah, I have been asked that question a lot, and yeah, you're up there. You're up there.
Thanks. I'm feeling the love. Well, cool. Mate, you've done a fantastic job, yeah, and maybe one day I can paint you.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Well, I reckon our next guest would look pretty good on the canvas, at least that's what he told me just a few moments ago. Alex Fasolo, welcome.
How are you, mate?
You'd go all right, you'd scrub up okay, wouldn't you?
I'd hope so. Not as good as Harry, but yeah, maybe.
Now, it's a big game coming up, of course, against Hawthorn, round 17, and it's women's round. And you're from Perth originally, so I suppose one of the issues is your mum wouldn't get the chance to come over that often, would she?
Well, she actually gets over a little bit every maybe month or two, but she was obviously a massive part of my life before I got drafted, and I definitely wouldn't be where I am now if it wasn't for her.
Funny that. Now, as a kid, clearly there was a lot of running around to do.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm in Perth. I played all my junior footy for the Adelaide Bombers, and her or Dad, mostly her probably, she'd run me around to all my junior footy games and showed me great support, and she's been great, yeah.
Now, did she keep the stats when you were young, just how many marks and how many kicks and how many goals?
She wasn't a stat taker. The good thing about Mum is you could have a shocker, but she'd still think you played awesome. So she was great for my self-esteem.
Now, of course, as you said, she lives in Perth, but she must be a little bit concerned about how you're going because she sent your older sister over.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're living with her.
Yeah, yeah. I've got Anna over, my older sister, who's 26, who's taking over the mum duties. She cooks every now and then and does my washing, so Mum was obviously a bit concerned.
Now, tell us, Anna's so she's moved over here permanently?
Yeah, she's always come over here for holidays and that, and she thought it was a great opportunity to study at Melbourne Uni. So and she loves the Melbourne lifestyle, so she thought, why not come over and live with me? So we're doing all right, me and her.
And look, it's a great concept, isn't it, the AFL, to acknowledge women who play such a significant role right across the board, from grassroots football right through to the AFL clubs.
Absolutely. You know, my mum's one of them, and now my sister's playing a big part in my life. And also all the ladies that are around the Collingwood Footy Club that play a massive part, and without them, Collingwood wouldn't be the successful club that it is. Well,
stick with us. We're going to talk a bit about Hawthorn after the break, but as we go to the break, you mentioned the women of Collingwood, Alex. Well, let's meet some of the women at the Magpies.
Hi, my name is Charmaine Eliu and I'm the HR Manager for the Football Department at the Collingwood Football Club. So my role basically at the club is a HR component for the football department. So I take care of anything HR related for the football staff. I have been with the club now for 2 years. Collingwood is my first club. I actually was in the corporate world before that. It was a big change for me, but I actually really enjoy it. I wasn't a Pie supporter, I definitely am now. I think that comes with the territory. You kind of need to be on board.
My name's Margia Marfio and I'm the General Manager of Marketing at Collingwood Football Club. I've never been conscious of my gender working in football. It's only occasionally that I'll sit back and go, I'm the only female in the room in some meetings. It doesn't really affect my thinking from that perspective. There are a lot of women working in football and more are breaking into management positions.
Hi, I'm Tracy O'Connor and I'm the Executive Assistant for our football department. I have been at the club for 14 and a half years. My background before I came here was I worked for the Queensland Rugby League for 8 years. So I contacted a number of AFL clubs and this position came up. You do get some people who still tend to think a football club is very much a football club, but these days it's a football club and a very successful business.
Women can fulfil senior management positions and positions right across the business. So it's not just having women in traditional roles, making them a role or giving them a massage or something like that. It's also having women who are, equals with the men in the business. So I think it's not just a responsibility to them as players, but it's to young men to show them that their sisters, partners, their daughters, when they have them, will have an equal opportunity to be participating in this business.
I studied public relations at university and then I worked at the AFL for a couple of years and then the position at Collingwood came up. So I've been in football for about 4 years now. There's a lot of interesting characters around the club that you have to deal with. It's been more exciting than I thought it would be and a lot more varied.
I've always been involved in sport and I'm really passionate about sport, so I'm sort of used to all the banter and that side of it. So I think that sort of helped me in settling in, and to be honest I don't really think of it as the boys and the girls. It's sort of just one big team, and I think everyone who's in their positions is just because they're the best person for the job, not necessarily because they're a boy or a girl.
It's been fantastic. I've come from a sporting background, played basketball all my life. I think you have to have a passion for sport to really want to make the most out of your opportunities. I actually started in a community role, so it was in a community role for about a year and then moved into the sponsorship department. So this has been 3.5 years in this particular role, and I see me being here, I guess, for as long as I can.
I think the misconception is that it is very blokey, and it can have a tendency to be that way, but if you look around here, the number in staff roles, there would be a pretty even 50-50 split.
I think it's important that women know that if they choose to come into this environment, that they've got an opportunity to have a go.
Club is Alex Fasolo, and Alex, a big game coming up against Hawthorn. Hawks got Collingwood in round 1. Can you turn things around?
Absolutely, it's a good time to redeem ourselves. I mean, we're obviously pretty ordinary in round 1, and Hawthorn were very good, so we're really looking forward to the challenge, another challenge, and hopefully we can back up from last weekend. No
Buddy and no Sharad. They live together, obviously. They're away on holiday somewhere.
Yeah, I think they've cleared that up. A bit of a mid-year holiday for them too, I think. No, we'll obviously miss Sharad, and I'm sure Hawthorn are going to miss Buddy, and it's probably a bit of a relief for Ben Reid and Nathan Brown and those sorts. So, but no, it should be a great game. They're in awesome form, but so are you guys. I mean, you had the blip against Carlton, but they are a terrific side. Their defence, their forward line, their midfield, outstanding. Yeah, they've got great depth. And, you know, I mean, ourselves, we pride ourselves on our depth, and they've showed that they're a quality team and they're in some great form. So, look, it's a good challenge for us, and we're really looking forward to it. And you look like you're really enjoying your footy at the moment. I'm loving my footy, mate. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm hanging in the 22, which is great, and hopefully there's a lot of success to come. And a bit of time in the midfield, not a lot, but a little bit. Yeah, playing a little bit higher the last few weeks, pushing up onto a wing and little dabbles in the midfield, but I can never hang in there long before Swanee or Pendles pushes me out. So, but no, I'm enjoying it, mate. Yep. Now, it's a very special day because it's Jason Bring a Blanket Day on Saturday, and for a great cause. It is. It's a great cause, so it's a good opportunity for everyone to bring their blankets along on Saturday and put them in the drop points around the G, and so we can keep our homeless warm. Absolutely. So a wonderful initiative by the Salvation Army. So I would encourage everyone to bring their blanket, and it should be a fantastic day. Alex, good luck, mate. It's going to be an absolute beauty. There's going to be a massive crowd at the MCG, so we wish you all the best. And can you try and bag 5 or 6 for us? Yeah, mate, I'll try my best. Thanks a lot for having me. Alex Fasolo joining us on the club.